What is true listening? Think about the last conversation you had with someone. Do you remember everything they said? Even with a positive attitude, even with complete confidence, to offer the best service to guests, it's important to know how to truly listen to what guests are saying. With this in mind, let's explain true listening, understand why it's so important, and describe what it looks like. Before we can do anything else, we need to explain true listening. True listening is about focusing on what your guest is saying, picking up body language that is often overlooked, and understanding what the guest wants and needs. Do you notice how closely Lucas is listening to these guests? True listening is more than simply hearing. You need to actively listen to what the guests are saying and give them your full attention. Guests need to feel that they aren't simply being listened to out of habit, but that you are engaging with and understanding what they are telling you. They need to see that you are participating. Do you see that Emma missed an opportunity to fully listen to the guest? This is why true listening is so important. True listening shows courtesy. A guest who knows they are being heard will feel respected and cared for, and will be more likely to engage with you. True listening means cutting out all distractions and focusing entirely on what someone is telling you, both verbally and non-verbally. A guest needs to see that you are paying full attention and that you understand what they are saying. Show the guest that you are listening so they feel comfortable talking to you. This reassures the guest that they are being heard. It's also important to know what to listen for, to make sure you fully understand what the guest is asking. You need to read the cues that guests give you. For example, Lucas can tell that this guest is impatient because of the way she is behaving. This is what true listening looks like. True listening is about taking what your guests are saying and how they are saying it, and putting the two together. This allows you to listen actively and effectively, and is one of the most important ways you can make sure you fully understand what your guests want and need. It's time for you to reflect on what you have learned. True listening, lasting impression. You will use true listening and what you have learned about how to understand what a guest is trying to say to help deliver the promise of true hospitality. But how do you show guests and colleagues that you have mastered true listening? Listening is about understanding and acknowledging people's feelings and knowing what they need. To help develop your true listening skills, you will need to learn and gain facts, understand what the guest is feeling and empathize with them, and understand the guest's intentions. Focusing on the words that guests use allows you to learn and gain facts. This takes concentration. Everyone has to multitask throughout the day, and there can be many distractions that affect how well you listen. Distractions can be anything, from other conversations to nearby activity, the phone ringing while you are talking to a guest, or even your own thoughts. It can be quite difficult to concentrate when the hotel is very busy, but it's important to give guests your full attention when they need help. This means managing anything around you that might disrupt the listening process, or that could distract you. It's also important to show the guest that you are listening, like Sarah is doing here. She doesn't doodle, shuffle papers, or look away from the guest. She shows the guest she is listening by leaning forward and slightly tilting her head. She nods, smiles, and agrees with the guest as they speak by saying yes. She also takes notes as the guest speaks. This shows the guest that she understands. Remember that listening is an active process in which you need to participate. This means that throughout a conversation, take care to restate what the guest has said by repeating any important information. If you don't understand something or need to clarify something, ask the guest questions about what they mean. This also shows the guest that they are being heard and encourages them to continue the conversation. This is how you can find out exactly what the guest needs and gain accurate facts to understand a guest's request. Remember, conversations are not only verbal. A guest doesn't only communicate through what they say, but also how they say it. Sometimes a guest won't say something directly. Instead, they will show us what they mean through their body language. Pay attention to these subtle cues so that you can better understand what the guest is feeling and empathize with them. For example, Jamil not only listens to his guest, but picks up nonverbal signs the guest is conveying. By picking up on how this guest is feeling, Jamil can tell that the guest is feeling sick and can empathize with him. Empathy is when we put ourselves in the shoes of the guest and understand something from their point of view. A good listener also pays attention to the tone and volume of someone's voice, their facial expressions, hand gestures, and posture. All of these can reveal a guest's emotions or attitude. In this way, you can tell whether a guest is happy or sad, tired or irritated. Ultimately, you combine the facts and the feelings you learn when listening to a guest and use them to create a full picture of exactly what a guest might need to fully understand the guest's intentions. Understanding intention means putting together all the information a guest has provided, what they told you directly, and anything extra you pick up. By listening to the guest carefully, understanding their emotions and their intentions, you get to know the guest better, making it easier for you to anticipate guests' needs and serve them in the best way possible. True listening means that you can ensure you are providing attentive, helpful, and caring service. It's time for you to reflect on what you have learned. Conclusion. True listening is about focusing on what your guest is saying, picking up body language that is often overlooked, and understanding what the guest wants and needs. By knowing how to explain true listening and why true listening is important, you can begin to master your true listening skills. When you listen, make sure there are no distractions and that you are fully focused on the conversation. It's important that the guest feels assured that they are being heard. Remember to show the guest that you are listening by being attentive, and make sure you have understood the guest by restating what they have said and asking follow-up questions. When you listen, pay attention to words and body language so that you recognize what the guest needs. Remember to listen for facts, feelings, and intentions. These three factors will help you focus on listening to what a guest is truly saying and help you empathize with them. By listening to a guest, you are letting them know that you want to provide them with the best possible service. True listening allows you to make guests feel they are respected and cared for. It's an essential skill that will help you understand what guests need so that you can deliver the promise of true hospitality. It's time for you to reflect on what you have learned. Use your workbook and write down what your guests and colleagues will see, hear, and experience that is different and better than what you do now. You should also use the information and examples on your service action cards to bring the service skills to life and to help you demonstrate true listening.